Hare Krishna. So, warm welcome to all the devotees, and thank you once more for giving me an opportunity to be here and share something about Krishna consciousness with all of you. So, today the topic that we picked actually was a bit of a controversial topic. Okay, so I picked the topic related to midlife crisis, specifically midlife crisis in Bhakti. Sometimes after many years in Krishna consciousness, we lose enthusiasm. Our enthusiasm to perform bhakti goes down. Bhakti starts becoming monotonous. And this happens to most people who are, even those who are not in bhakti. In the material life that they are leading, everyone goes through what is called a midlife crisis. So I'm just kind of drawing the parallel between a midlife crisis that happens to people and how it can happen to those who are in bhakti also, who are practicing the path of bhakti. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about what is a midlife crisis first, right? I mean, there's a whole definition given for midlife crisis. So it's a term that's largely used in Western societies, which is it's not so much in India. We don't talk so much about midlife crisis, because yeah, it's just that we have a different way of looking at things, but they see it as a midlife crisis, a period of dramatic self-doubt, that people feel, individuals feel in the middle age of life, and they are 45, 50, like that, at that age. They feel that, oh, my youth is gone, and they see now old age is approaching. Sometimes they're going through certain transitions in life. It can be triggered by these transitions, menopause, andropause, death of parents. Because when you're 45, 50, sometimes your parents have already become 75, 80. So the parent passes away. Other causes of grief are there. Sometimes you become unemployed, or you become underemployed. You're not valued in your job or business so much anymore. Or children leave home and go away for higher studies or for their own careers. So many times when such triggers happen, when such unsettling things happen in our life, especially when you're like little older than you were earlier, you feel vulnerable. At that time, this kind of a midlife crisis comes. So people also at that age, when they're 45, 50, they start assessing, Array, I had so many dreams for myself. I was thinking I'll become CEO of some company. I was thinking I'll become, I'll have my own business by the time I'm 45. I was thinking I'll be living in, duplex apartment. I'm still in a 1 BHK only. So many dreams we have. And at that age, we start assessing, we say, Array, I don't think these dreams are going to be fulfilled. I don't think this is possible anymore. So when this happens, then it brings about a desire to make significant changes. In our day-to-day life and career. मतलब कुछ तो करना है boss. अभी there's only some time left. I don't know how much time I have left, how many working years I have left. I can be sacked at any time. People don't value me in office. So these kind of things are called, and plus my appearance also. People start, when they're 40, 45, when the hair starts becoming white, they start coloring the hair. They start, they do this hair weaving. If they lost hair, they do hair weaving. They start going to a gym because they want to, they want to show that, nahi, nahi, mere mein abhi bhi hai. I still have a very strong body. See my muscles, you know. So all these things happen when you're in a midlife crisis. Okay. So even in bhakti, is it possible to have a midlife crisis? What do you think? I'm opening it up for discussion for a minute. Anybody would like to share midlife crisis in bhakti? Is that possible? Why is it needed? Why do we need to have midlife crisis in bhakti? Bhakti. So in a, it's independent of the body. It is spiritual. So why should there be a midlife crisis there? Anybody?
Vaishnavi, yes, it is very much possible and it is happening. In fact, it's a fact which is seen. It's like not that And I think it happens with most of us. Well, I should say, means not all of us, I cannot say, but most of us it is happening, and there is a stagnation is coming, and then you start feeling bored, and that the
Yeah.
old enthusiasm is missing, and you're doing it mechanically, even if you're doing it, but so it is very much there. The topic is relevant, means for all the time, I think.
Yeah, so spiritual midlife crisis is a reality, okay? Whether we like it or not, it can happen to anybody. Anybody, however advanced a devotee you may be, however senior. In fact, senior devotees only face midlife crisis. Young ones don't get it. The ones who've been in the moment for 10, 15 years, they start assessing like the material midlife. They start assessing, Arey, 15 years gone, 30 years gone, where is bhakti? Like Hanuman, they feel like tearing their heart and saying, is there any bhakti inside? There's nothing. All empty. Arey, did I waste my whole life on this? What is this? So these kind of doubts and these kind of situations can happen to anybody. Like Prabhuji said, it's not that only, one or two people. Anybody can get a midlife crisis. So, it is like your battery, it's like your mobile phone. You have a mobile phone, and that mobile phone has run out of charge. Suddenly, sometimes you're using a phone, you're watching something on the phone, you're doing something, and you're outside the home, you want to market or something, and suddenly the phone gives you a message, only 2% remaining. And from 2 to 0, it goes in like 30 seconds. Or actually it says 10. And from 10 to 0, it goes in like, 1 minute, 2 minutes, it goes from 10 to 0. So like, oh my God, what do I do now, right? So our batteries have lost charge. That's what happens in a midlife crisis. But actually, if you look at Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.19, it says, Vayam tu vitrpyama uttama shloka vikrame yat shrinvatan rasajnanam swadu swadu pade pade. One can never be satiated even though one continuously hears the transcendental pastimes of Krishna, who is glorified by excellent prayers. Those who have entered into a transcendental relationship with Krishna relish at every step the description of the pastimes of the Lord. So Shrimad Bhagavatam is saying that there is no midlife crisis. Shrimad Bhagavatam is saying Swadu, Swadu, Pade, Pade at every step. There is swad, there is relish, there is ecstasy, there's happiness in bhakti. Where is it? I can't find it, right? So we sometimes we wonder that Bhagavatam is making these statements. Are they meant for Dwapar Yuga or for Satyuga or something? Are they even applicable in Kali Yuga? No, absolutely they are. The verse, what is spoken in Bhagavad Gita, what is spoken in Bhagavatam, we should never lose faith in it. We should never feel ki, oh, this is, oh, tabhi ke liye, it was for that time. Now it does not. No, it is very much applicable. Very much at all times. So if it is true that, those who are connected with Krishna, those who have entered into a transcendental relationship with Krishna, relish at every step, the description of the pastime of the Lord, they enjoy, they're never satiated. Then why does this happen? Why do we go into a midlife crisis in bhakti? So again, I'll open it up. What do you feel? If anybody would like to share, why does this midlife crisis even come in the life of a devotee? A sincere sadhaka, he or she, they are trying their best to somehow, hold on to the dhoti of their seniors, and they're somehow, trying to follow bhakti whatever they can. Why Krishna gives all these severe tests, why he does all this? Why does he trouble his devotees like this by giving them midlife crisis? Anyone would like to share? Why do you think it happens? Why does a midlife crisis happen in the life of a devotee,
Hare Krishna,
of a
Prabhuji.
practicing sadhaka? Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I may not be correct, but maybe God wants us to be more strong and devoted towards Him, and therefore, for this, He lets us fall down first so that we realize, oh, what have we done? And then we bounce back. Because if we fall down, if we fail, we do more effort to succeed. So we bounce back. Maybe it may be the reason. I'm not
Well,
sure.
that makes Krishna a very cruel god. But yeah, it could be. I mean, Krishna is testing us. He's testing our sincerity, and
Yeah.
yes, Prabhu.
We have it is just learned by example. So he himself put himself as an example. So okay, I am God, but currently I am in the human soul, right? So I am having a human life. So I am going through all the parts of the human life, and it's by example. So he set the example. Say, okay, this is the way you will fight with the crisis.
Okay.
Fight the crisis.
Teach by example.
Yeah.
Okay. So Krishna is himself teaching by example how to deal with crisis, and he wants us also to learn. Baba, life is always filled with crisis. Even spiritual life is not going to be a smooth sailing. There will be bumps there also. Okay. Any other thoughts? Why does this even start? ये शुरू ही क्यों होता है?
Like
Why does this crisis come?
We have like slightly higher expectations, like which we are not like managing to achieve. Over expectations.
We have too high expectations. Okay.
And also maybe our like sincerity in devotional service.
Our sincerity in devotional service. When that starts going down, then the problem really starts. Okay. So, once I think I mentioned it here also before, but I'll just repeat it, because it's an important point for us to remember. His Grace Brajbihari Prabhu once had given, the 4 hours of a fall down. Okay. And he had given this in reference to the story of King Bharat Maharaj. So he said, when we are in bhakti, after a particular point of time, we are kind of coasting, just smoothly moving along the waters of bhakti ocean, very nicely, smoothly coasting along. At that time, devotees sometimes become overconfident. And the first R come, which is reduction. They reduce their sadhana. Now you may say, no, Prabhuji, I am not reduced my sadhana. I am doing my 16 rounds every day. Every day I'm doing my sadhana. 16 rounds every day I'm doing. But maybe earlier you were doing your sadhana very sincerely. You were chanting with your beads in hand, not with your phone in hand. That time you didn't have a phone. You were only chanting with beads and there was nobody else, nothing else. It was only you and your beads and the holy name. That's it. So you were chanting sincerely. Now, if you have added the phone while chanting, what have you done? You have reduced your sadhana. If you were following 4 regulative principles earlier, now I'm still following 4 regulative principles. But once in a way, I eat like onion garlic. I don't make a big objection about it. It's fine.
Ram Babuji, please mute कर दीजिए.
मैं करता हूँ, कर दिया. I muted it. So, then that also becomes a problem that, you've reduced. Then another form of sadhana is actually coming in association of devotees and hearing Harikatha. So, wait a minute, maybe I'll just mute everybody. When you want to ask a question or make a comment, please raise the hand. I will unmute individually. Okay, because otherwise I will keep getting disturbed. Yeah. So, what was I saying? Yeah. So even coming to the program and associating with the Vaishnavas, hearing Harikatha, this is sadhana. Earlier, you were coming every week. Now you start coming like maybe once or twice in a month. It's like, okay, Usanato. I just kind of keep in touch. I know everything now. These people who come and give lecture, I already know all the philosophy. I know all the stories. I know better than them. I have to read even other, Puranas, and I know more stories than these people also. What they're going to tell me. So we start reducing. Very consciously, okay? Very consciously, we reduce our sadhana, and then the next R comes in, okay? When we reduce our sadhana, after some point, some devotee notices, Arey Prabhu, you're not coming for program anymore. Why you're not coming? What happened? Arey Prabhu, you used to do DT worship every, you stopped coming now. What happened? Arey Prabhu, you used to come for chanting earlier. You never come now. Arey Prabhu, I see you sleeping all the time in chanting. What's happening? So the second R is called reasoning. When someone points out to you that Prabhu, what is happening with your sadhana? That time we start reasoning, we start justifying. No, 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 Prabhu. I am very much, very nicely, I am doing my japa. But Prabhu, you were sleeping. No, I was hearing every word, every syllable I was listening very attentively. Prabhu, but you know or I know? You know or I know? I know. Then we become aggressive, to defend our position. We don't want to, because a senior devotee, we don't want to be shown in a bad light. So we become aggressive. Oh, Prabhu, you know or I know? I know I am listening to every word. So you start reasoning. Someone tells you not coming to the program. Prabhu, no, there's a lot of work going on at home. My son is in 12th standard. My son is in daughter's in 10th standard. My this is there. My that is there. Otherwise, I'm very regular, Prabhu. I don't miss any programs. We start justifying. Okay. That's the second R of the fall down. The third R of the fall down is what is called ritual. At some point, now already you have slipped more than 75% down, okay, from where you were, because you reduced, and instead of correcting yourself when some senior devotee or anybody corrected you, instead of correcting yourself, what did you do? You tried to reason. So you would have fallen, if you had accepted, maybe you would have come 25 and 50, but you went directly to 75 because you didn't accept also. You're like almost gone. You're like 75% down, fallen. At that point, your bhakti becomes like a ritual. It's just a ritual that every day, chalo, where's my bead bag? Yaar? Pick up the bead bag. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Get it over with, get it over with, And I don't know. I mean, all of us have experienced this at some point in our spiritual journey where we are just doing what we are doing more out of social pressure then genuine, sadhana to please Guru, to please Krishna. It is social pressure. It is like, what do you call that? Jana, there's a word for it. I forget. Anyway, so it is like social pressure, that, oh, devotees will see that I'm not chanting. My wife will point out. My children will see. I have to set example for my children. Chalo, let me do my japa, and a program, yaar. How many programs these people organize? How many festivals? We just met on Friday, again Sunday, Narsim Chaturdashi. Okay, I'll just go there, and I'll bless everybody with, everyone will come and do Vancha Kalpataru to me, and I'll just bless them. Yeah, yeah, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, well, Hari Bol. So then your bhakti becomes a ritual. You're just doing it as a ritual. There is no seriousness. There is no sincerity that I have to do this to improve my bhakti. I have to do this to as a service to my guru. I have to do this to please Krishna. None of that is there. It is just tick mark activity due to, loka sangraha, that just to show the people that I'm still there in bhakti. And the fourth stage, the final stage of the fall down is what is called restless. First was reduction, reasoning, ritual, and restless. Restless is the worst phase. Okay. At that point, you are simply unable to do your sadhana. You're just not able to do. You have to have a newspaper. You have to have phone going on. You have to have TV. You're watching TV and you're chanting. You're looking at a phone and you're chanting. You are not able to chant without some crutch. You need a crutch to somehow complete it. I'm sorry, I'm scaring some people, some sincere souls over here may be getting scared. What is all this? I have never experienced this. Very good if you've never experienced it. But some devotees do get here, they get to this point. They're chanting, everything becomes, they're restless. They're just not able to continue doing this. It becomes very, very difficult. So, who is to blame for this? This whole reduction, reasoning, ritual, and restless. Who is to blame? We ourselves, right? We were the ones who chose to reduce. We were the ones who, when we were given good counsel, we refused to accept it. We were the ones who made it a ritual, and now we are the ones who are doing restless chanting, right? So, yeah, we can't blame Krishna for it. It is our fault. Sometimes it is about, these 4 hours, something's about going back to bad habits, which you had before you came to Krishna consciousness. If you had bad habits before you came to Bhakti, and now slyly you start doing them again. Surefire recipe to fall down from Bhakti. Because, as I said here before earlier, it is easier to be strict in Krishna consciousness than to be lenient. It's a very contradictory statement, but it's a fact. It is easier to be strict in Krishna consciousness than to be lenient. Why? His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj says that because if you're strict, every day I have to get up at a fixed time. I have to chant. I pick up my beads. I start chanting. I don't get up till I finish my 16 rounds. Then afterwards, I go for a walk. I do my yoga, whatever, and then I come back. I take a bath again, and I do my daily activities. We're very strict. Then it just becomes a habit. It's like, this becomes part of you. You can't live without it. You can't get up in the morning and just sit. You have to have a beads in your hand. You must do it. It becomes a habit. It's very easy. If you do it daily, it becomes very easy. But the moment we compromise, he says that, if you are lenient, bhakti becomes very difficult. Bhakti becomes very difficult. The moment you become lenient, you're telling your mind, it's okay, today was a very tiring day, Prabhu. Mataji, today was a very tiring day. I got up in the morning, but I couldn't chant. Then I had to go to office. I was working till 8:39. I got home at 10:30. A whole day I've been out. I could do only 4 rounds. But 12 rounds, how I'll complete? It's only 10:30. One day, if I won't do, Krishna will understand. Krishna is very merciful. He'll understand. Yeah, so don't do. The next day, when you pick up your bead bag, that bead bag will feel very heavy. Arey, how this weight has increased? Picking up that bead bag was very difficult. Mara said, of course, Mara said, don't try this at home. He said, if you are lenient, bhakti becomes very tough. But if you're strict, contraindicatively, it is very easy. It's very easy to do bhakti if you're doing every day same thing, chanting 16 rounds, doing Mangalarti, you're, reading Shil Prabhupada's books, you're associating with Vaishnavas, you're serving the Vaishnavas. Easy, easy peasy. The moment you become lenient, it becomes very tough. Then, Radha Gopinath Prabhu gives the example of a tree. A tree, if you see, there's a plant which comes out of one seed, right? There's a soil, and that seed comes out from the soil. Okay? Let me see if I can draw this for you. Right. Yeah. So, 1 second. Huh? Yeah. Okay. So, if this is the land, okay? So now in the land you plant a small seed, that seed starts growing and it has little roots, right? Little roots it has. Okay. And then it comes above the ground, like that, and some small leaves are there, and it keeps growing like this, right? Now you imagine this same plant 15 years later, okay? 15 years later, this has become a huge tree, okay? Of course, I can't show it over here in the same scale, but I'm just kind of just trying to show you, okay? It's become a huge tree, okay, with lots of branches and lots of leaves and everything. A very, very big tree it has become. Okay. But below the ground, this is the root. What happens to such a tree? Right? You can imagine if the plant grows, but the tree roots don't grow. What will happen? One gust of wind, this root is not strong enough to hold such a big tree. It just falls on, right? In the same way, when we are new in bhakti, we are like this plant over here. We are like this plant over here when we are new in bhakti. We're nice, proportionate roots to the size of the plant. But after many years in bhakti, we may become like this tree over here, which is very big apparently. Oh, senior devotee in the movement for more than 15 years, chanting like, giving lectures like when he speaks like Sukhdev Goswami. What wonderful classes he gives, and the tree has become very big. Tree has become very big, but underneath the tree, this is the state of the this is the state of the roots. That means the sadhana is not proper. What happens? Slightest gust of wind, the whole tree falls over. The tree doesn't survive. So Radha Gopinath Prabhu was saying that as you grow senior in bhakti, your sadhana should becoming deeper and deeper. Your japa should be deeper. Your reading of Prabhupada's book should be deeper. Your association, your relationships with other Vaishnavas should become deeper. Go beyond. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Vancha Kalpatharu Vyascha. ये सब छोड़ दो. Stop all this superficial stuff. I'm not saying it's superficial to say Hare Krishna and Hari Bol. Sorry. I'm saying that go beyond, go deep, form deep relationships, because those deep relationships will save you when there's a gust of wind, when the midlife crisis comes. Who's going to save you? It's the sadhana you have done, the association you have built. That's what is going to save you. If you're not done that, slightest problem, bang, the whole tree falls. So it's so important. So this is one reason. The 4 hours could be one reason. Going back to bad habits, that could be one reason. Story of the single root, that we have a very weak roots in our own sadhana is very weak. Therefore, it can happen. Lack of proper association. This is another reason. You imagine after some years in bhakti, sometimes we come under this misconception, ki abhi ho gaya, it's done. I mean, I am the senior most guy in this batch. So what I listen to them, and what they're going to tell me. Oh, this brahmachari, I brought him to Krishna consciousness. मेरी वजह से आया हो. Oh, that grihastha, his lectures are good, अच्छा बोल लेता है बच्चा, we tend to get, we actually, we start taking for granted. We start taking devotees for granted. When you take devotees for granted, when you feel that you are better than somebody, that is the beginning of the fall. If moment you feel, well, then a pride cometh before the fall. Moment you feel that I am something great, immediately your fall. The slide has started already. So if you're not taking proper association of Vaishnavas, we have a problem. Why? Because rest of the week we are taking association of who? Complete demoniac people, completely materialistic people, complete sense gratifiers. That is all we are doing the whole week. We are spending time with them. When we are not with them, we are spending time with our phone. Doing what? Sense gratification. If that is all we are doing throughout the week and we don't get association with the Vaishnavas, we don't get to serve the Vaishnavas, we don't get to hear from the Vaishnavas, what do you think is going to happen? What little bhakti is there, it is being chipped away by the influence of Maya. Maya is chipping away at your bhakti. You may or may not realize it. It sounds very painful to hear, but it's a reality. So, if If we are associating with only very passionate and people in the mode of ignorance, naturally the bhakti that we have in our heart is going to start diminishing. So it could be one of the above, it could be all of the above. But when these things happen, the end result is we get disconnected from the mercy of the Lord. Lord's mercy goes away. He starts looking in some different direction, like he's doing over here. He's not looking at you. Arey yaar, this fellow is useless. He's doing something different only. I don't want to even look at him. The Lord's mercy, we get disconnected from the Lord's mercy, and that's when this midlife crisis comes in bhakti. We don't feel like attend the characteristics. What are the symptoms, characteristics? We don't feel like attending programs. We make excuses not to attend in the name of practicality. We stop reading Shrimad Bhagavatam. See, there is no getting away from it. If we want to call ourselves Vaishnavas, we have to have connection with Bhagavatam. This is reality. I'm sorry, but for many of us, we feel ki, Bhagavatam. It's good to have. I have a set at home. Yeah, I open it once in a way. I look at it. No, we need to be connected with Bhagavatam, right? So, another symptom is we stop reading Bhagavatam. We feel sleepy, sloppy during lectures. Chanting becomes an austerity. We get attracted to the weapons of mass distraction, like TV, like mobile phone, other sources of entertainment, Netflix, Amazon. There are unlimited today, and you don't even have to go anywhere searching. In the privacy of your home, in your corner, wife is sitting on one side, husband is sitting on another side. Both of them are with their phone, and they're very happy. Arey, at least I don't have to talk to this guy. At least I don't have to talk to this girl, this lady. Arey, yaar, peaceful. Let her do her thing, I do my thing. Both as you scratch my back, I scratch yours. These are clear symptoms. If husband wife both are doing this, there are clear symptoms that midlife crisis has started. Okay. So these are all the symptoms that someone, and these are reasons and symptoms. So when does it happen? When does it happen to you? This kind of a midlife crisis, and we'll also discuss about what to do when it happens. So don't worry, don't run away, don't get worried. कि अरे यार ये तो मेरे साथ already हो रहा है. What about me? I am already dead types. No, there's a way to get out of it also. We'll discuss that. But when does this happen? It can happen at any stage of life, but particularly it is brought on by certain events. Okay. Like, for example, intense envy of someone. If you become intensely envious of somebody, what happens as a result of that? Like we say in Bhagavad Gita, we say, Dhyato Visham Pumsam Sangaste Upajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kamat Kamat Krodho Vijayate Krodha Dovati Samuhat, and so on. Right? So the whole sequence is given over there. Same way, it is envy also works like that. First, when you're envious of somebody, you don't become envious of someone who is not your competitor. You become envious of your competitor. So if you are a very good, kirtan singer, you don't feel envious of the book distributor. Oh, very good. Very nice. Prabhu, fantastic. So nicely you're distributing books. You're encouraging everybody. Very nice. Hari bol. But if you're a kirtan singer and there is another kirtan singer, and every time he gets a chance to sing, the envy starts building up in the heart. It's the first stage. You feel envious in the heart. It's like, what is so? I think they should have some policy. What is this? Every time one person only they invite to sing the bhajans and the kirtans, they should have some. Should ask others that would you also like to sing? I also sing quite well, actually. I don't know. Nobody ever asked me. So it's still in the mind. Okay, it's not come out, it's not manifested. But then after some time, that envy starts growing in the heart because more and more Krishna also tests us. He says, Acha beta, you are envious. Chalo, let me see what extent you go now with this envy. So when we are envious, Krishna will test us. More and more chances will be given to that person. And you will not. So they will announce your name that today Sridhama Sakha Prabhu is going to lead the kirtan. Okay? And just as Sridhama Sakha Prabhu comes and sits in front of the mic, they take the mic away and they say, Prabhuji, actually, let him sing today, because, we want to encourage him. He's a new devotee. We want to encourage him. So now Sridhama Sakha Das is already burning with envy with that guy, and it becomes even more, array, what an insult. Array, I was going to sing. I came and sat down. How can you do this? So now it starts coming out. You'll go and tell two people that they should have some policy. This is not the way. Not that I was insulted. See, they shouldn't do this to anybody. It's not about me. This is just, So first it comes out with a series of justifications and stories. Then after some time it becomes proper, you go and tell what does he think of himself. You will find some sympathizers, your chamchas will come to you and they'll say, Prabhu, this is not good, what they did with you. मुझे नहीं अच्छा लगा. I didn't like it, the way they dealt with you. It's very insensitive on their part. Yeah, right, no? They're very insensitive. And then we start full-on blasphemy. So this is typically a trigger for a midlife crisis, where, you become envious, you start blaspheming somebody, you take association of somebody from the past who seems to be having a good life. Like in the material midlife crisis, sometimes there are these get-togethers, college get-togethers. What do you call them? Reunions. There's a reunion. You see someone who was like a ekdam useless fellow backbencher in the class, and he's like, he's like a multi-millionaire. And you see him, yeah, this fellow's really enjoying life. Yeah, what I'm doing, I'm just working in some stupid company as a senior general manager. I will retire as a senior general manager. See how much money, how much car, what he's enjoying. So that envy comes. And your association with that person, that person's association rubs off on you. I must also do something like this. Same way in spiritual life also, if you associate with wrong people, you associate with materialistic people, that can trigger so many past memories. You see someone, if earlier you were taking, you were breaking some four regulative principles, and you're associating too much with people who are breaking four regulative principles, at some point that feeling might come in your heart, Kerry. Enjoying, no? Really, they're having fun, yeah. Well, Krishna consciousness, we don't have fun, We should also have some fun activities we should have, We just, khali philosophy, khali kirtan, kya hai isme, So these things, these doubts start coming in our mind. Another, another strong reason for this midlife crisis to happen is, hold on to this one, prolonged association of non-prasad. If you are eating non-prasad for a very long time, meaning food that has not been offered with love and affection to the Supreme Lord, if you're eating non-prasad for a very long time, be rest assured, in some time, you will see Bhakti doesn't taste nice anymore. You don't get that joy of Bhakti, that enthusiasm is not there. So, so many things that can go wrong in Bhakti if we are not careful. That's why Prabhupada says that Bhakti is like a razor's edge. Razor is so sharp that whatever excess hair is there, it can shave it off. But if you're not careful, it will cut your skin also and you'll bleed. So, we have come to Bhakti, remember, with great difficulty. With great difficulty. We have stayed on in Bhakti for so many years with great difficulty. It's not been an easy journey. Let's not kid ourselves. It's not an easy journey. It's simple, but it's not easy. So, with great difficulty, we have somehow become devotees. With great difficulties, we are held on. Why would you make such, what we call in corporate life, rookie mistakes, baby, chota bacha log jaisa mistakes karta hai. Senior devotees make such mistakes, and then they start losing their taste for bhakti. So, yeah, and then that midlife crisis comes, the doubt comes, ki, so many years in bhakti, I have not seen any anartha nivritti happening. I have not seen any drop of love in my heart. No one appreciates me in this congregation. No one gives me any services. No one this, no one that. And all these midlife crisis of bhakti starts. So if at all you start seeing the symptoms of this in your life, or you have already experienced it, or right now you have started experiencing it, then what should we do? What should we do to when it happens, and what should we do to avoid it? First thing, the first thing to do is what? Check the quality of your chanting. First thing. I mean, keep aside everything else. Just look at your chanting. Are you chanting properly? Are you pronouncing correctly? Are you chanting in the morning, or you're chanting throughout the day? Are you chanting for like a ritual, or are you chanting with some life in it? You're trying to put your energy. Yeah, your mind is distracted. It's all over the place. Maybe because of all the reasons we discussed. You're gone into midlife crisis. Your mind is all over the place. You're restless. So, okay, you're understood, no? You understood the anatomy of a fall down. You're gone into ritual or restless state. All right, never mind. Now start taking medicine. You're sick, start taking medicine. Do what? Go back to basics. Always, whenever in doubt, go back to basics. Start looking at your chanting. Chant in the morning, chant with attention, chant with feeling, chant with intent that ho na ho, I want to try to please the Lord with this chant. If you're not doing nicely, chalega. Start now. Start now. Look at your chanting. First, sort out your chanting. Other than that, associate with more enthusiastic people. If you are lacking enthusiasm, when we associate with enthusiastic people, we become enthusiastic. This is a fact of life. If you associate with people who are like dead and gone like you will become more dead and gone. But if you associate with someone who's lively, that is why elder people, grandparents, why they like to spend time with children. It gives them energy because they are lacking energy. They're old now. But when they associate with small children, with their grandchildren, small children, sometimes grandparents sit in the park and they're just sitting there and they just sit there. They have nothing to do. Just sit there and look. They look at the children playing, running about, squealing with laughter. And they enjoy it. They just see it. Why? They are drawing energy from it. They're sucking energy from it. Just seeing someone energetic makes you energetic. Just seeing the enthusiastic of an enthusiastic devotee makes you enthusiastic. Then pick up a service. I personally feel this is like an insurance. If you have a fixed service, it is an insurance that keeps you connected with the mercy of the Lord. It's an insurance because you're somehow sincerely doing that service continuously. The mercy keeps flowing. It's like the water is the root is being watered, a little bit at least. Root is being watered continuously. When we do service, we receive blessings of Vaishnavas. When we receive blessings of Vaishnavas, we receive blessings of the Lord. If the Lord is blessing us, no midlife crisis is significant enough in the presence of the mercy of the Lord. We receive the mercy of Vaishnavas, we receive the mercy of Srimati Radharani. What is the value of our stupid, insignificant, bad habits? And what? I'll be blown away if we receive the mercy of the Lord. So, service to Vaishnavas, service to, no, I'm not saying service in the home. Huh? At home, what you're doing, that is your sadhana. You're doing Mangal Aarti at home, very good. You're cooking prasad, you're cooking bhoga for the Lord, very good. But that is your sadhana. Don't call it service. Yeah, taking care of children, I'll call that service. But others are not really service. It is service, but it's a personal service. I'm talking serving Vaishnavas, doing some service in the congregation, doing some service in the temple, doing some book distribution, doing something different. It's very powerful because it keeps you connected to the mercy of the Lord. Take shelter of Srila Prabhupada's purpose. Believe me, uh, Prabhupada's words are magical. I have told you all this before also. I keep repeating myself. I know whenever I come here, I keep saying the same thing in different ways, but I say the same thing. Because there is nothing else. There's no other secret to bhakti. Do your sadhana, read Bhagavatam, associate and serve Vaishnavas, and that's it. That's what it is. You know, there's not much more to it. A, B, C, D of bhakti. That's what it is. So take shelter of Prabhupada's books, read his books, hear Hari Katha, read the purports of Srila Prabhupada. Especially when you're in trouble, no? Everyone knows when they're in trouble. They may not admit it to others. Like I said, reasoning. Someone comes and points out, no, Prabhu, I'm doing very nicely. We say like that, but heart of heart, I'm in trouble. What to do? Take shelter of Srila Prabhupada's books. Start reading. Pick up the book, start reading. Best way to come back on track. Okay. Deity worship. If you have deities at home, start worshipping them nicely, sincerely. Deity worship purifies us. Even if you're not doing it nicely, start doing it nicely. Start doing it with sincerity. Deity worship purifies us. And then, similarly, for enthusiasm, start preaching also. You may say, Arey, Prabhu, we have heard practice what you preach. Right? Yes, correct. But preaching is also a service. When you preach, you are forced to read, you're forced to prepare, you're forced to read Srila Prabhupada's books. Preach. You may say, Prabhu, but my heart is empty, there's nothing inside. No, there is something inside. There is something inside. Prepare nicely, pray to Guru, pray to Srila Prabhupada, pray to your deities, and go and preach. You may say, it doesn't matter what you're feeling inside. Do it as a service. When we preach, we get enthusiasm. Even the enthusiasm that's missing in our heart comes back when we preach. So deity worship for purification and preaching for enthusiasm. And lastly, as it is said in many places, if you're not feeling enthusiastic despite doing all this, it is said, act enthusiastic. Just act enthusiastic. Even if you're not feeling enthusiastic, just act enthusiastic. In time, you will feel enthusiastic. Just be patient. Just be patient. Do what you're doing, even with a false sense of enthusiasm. Chanting, I'm not feeling anything. What is this? My heart doesn't matter. With enthusiasm, put some life, put some energy into that chanting. I've seen so many devotees I've seen when they are chanting. I mean, there's no sound coming out of the mouth. There's no movement of the lips. Yeah, sometimes it's due to old age. It's really old age. Yeah, we can understand. But even those who are not so old, who are not invalid in any way, when they're chanting, they're like just kind of staring into oblivion and just somehow doing their job. Act enthusiastic. As they say, fake it till you make it. If you fake it, over a period of time, you will become enthusiastic. This is spoken by non-devotees. Non-devotees say this. Fake it till you make it. Because you keep faking that enthusiasm. After some time, you really start feeling enthusiastic. So yeah, if there is a loss of enthusiasm, if there is some sort of a midlife crisis in bhakti that has happened to you, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Just analyze what is going wrong. Am I not chanting properly? Have I blasphemed some Vaishnavas? Am I being envious of somebody? Am I taking the wrong association? Am I eating too much of non-prasad? Have I started all mundane habits? Analyze yourself. If somebody gives you feedback, instead of defending, accept it. I'm sorry, Prabhu. I think you're right. I need to correct myself. I'll do this. Lord is pleased. Immediately, mercy ka connection will come back. But if you try to say, no, I'm good. I know what I'm doing. But then the mercy doesn't come only. It's like the tap has been turned off by Krishna. So no mercy is flowing. So be sincere. Be honest in your assessment of where you are in bhakti. associate more with enthusiastic persons, chant, check the quality of your chanting, pick up some service, uh, take shelter of Srila Prabhupada's purpose, preach, do deity worship, act enthusiastic, and you will come out of that midlife crisis. You will be able to become a sincere devotee all over again. So that's what I wanted to share with all of you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. Any questions anybody has? We have a few minutes. So we can take a few questions. 1 minute. Let me allow you all to unmute. Yeah, if anyone has a question, you can unmute question or comment. You can unmute yourself and speak up.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes.
Prabhuji, how to develop love for Krishna? I mean, if love is there, these slips, I think, would not be there, or would be less.
Would be less, but they will still be there. See, we have to be honest with ourselves, Mataji. That if you, when we are in Bhakti, first of all, your question was how do we develop love for Krishna? Well, that's the whole process that Srila Prabhupada has given us. How to develop love for Krishna by chanting, chanting with enthusiasm, by, by associating with Vaishnavas as regularly as possible, by reading Srila Prabhupada's books, by eating prasad, worshipping deities, going for yatras, taking deeper and deeper shelter of each of these things, going deeper. Deeper you go, the more the love will start developing. The anarthas will start going and the love will start manifesting. It is our heart. I'm sure you're old enough to remember in the olden days, maybe 20 years back, how the internet was there. You remember how the internet was there? Can you imagine a Zoom session like this 20 years back? Why? Because the internet was slow. If you clicked on a picture on a web page, how it would come? That pixelated thing would come slowly, slowly, slowly. One square would light up and then the whole picture would come. Correct? Our bhakti is something like that only, Mataji. Our bhakti is something like that. Today, what image we see of Krishna in our heart is like that pixelated image. Okay. And the bandwidth that we are providing to our heart of pure bhakti, Shuddha bhakti, is very low bandwidth. So that picture is loading very, very slowly, very, very slowly. And at times what happens? The bandwidth stops. When we reduce our sadhana, we stop our sadhana, what happens? Then you have to again reload that picture. It starts from scratch again. It doesn't remember, अरे 23% download हो गया था. नहीं, वो फिर से 0 से शुरू करता है. So our bhakti is like that. So the extent to which we provide the bandwidth to that web page, the faster it loads. What is that bandwidth? That bandwidth is the practice, the sadhana bhakti, the practice of sadhana bhakti. More we do it, faster we do it, faster we will develop love for Krishna. And as to your point about what was the second question, that why first one was that how do we develop love for Krishna? What was the second question?
No second question. Just this was there.
This is it, Mataji. The process is very simple. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, chant Hare Krishna and don't criticize anybody. He just gives 2 instructions. Just 2. Srila Prabhupada has given 8. Okay, he says, associate with devotees, read my books, chant Hare Krishna, and have prasad. And don't break the 4 regulative principles. So Prabhupada gives 8 instructions. If we just do this, it's good enough to develop prema bhakti. The whole process is that. It's like that pixelated image is getting clearer and clearer. The more we invest bandwidth, the sooner the picture will come up. Our problem is that we every now and then we turn off the computer. We turn off the router which gives the bandwidth, or we divert that bandwidth to some other website. You've gone to krishna.com and you're trying to download a picture, and that picture is downloading very slowly. And then midway, you decide, let me look at netflix.com. You go to netflix.com. The Netflix starts downloading, and then the Krishna picture says, okay, wait, I'll wait. Let him come back after 2 days and start again from scratch. That is our problem. We are not loyal. We are not chaste in our bhakti. The more we are chaste, the faster the process is. The slower we are, the slower the picture will load. Yeah? So the point is to be chaste in our bhakti. Our biggest problem is we are not chaste. We think we are in control. We are like that big tree with a small root below. And the big gale has not yet come. Big wind has not come. But there it comes, we just come crashing down because there's no roots. We have to be sincere. We have to be honest in our sadhana.
Because we wish for material things, we ask for that also, but we never say ki we just want you, Krishna. I mean, it is difficult to say that we just want you, Krishna. I want to, but I'm unable to say ki I don't want anything else.
So, Mataji, that's the whole point. Now,
very difficult.
At least say it. At least say it. Krishna, I want you.
No, but
I
then
want you.
you
Okay,
feel
I may
scared.
want 100 other things.
You feel scared that if I say I just want you, I feel scared also. I mean, I just want you. Seriously, nothing else. I mean, this is a big statement, no?
Okay, don't say I just want you. Say I want you. Krishna, I want you. I want to serve you.
Now that we say, but
so that you say, Mataji, say that every day. Say to the Lord every day, I want you, my Lord, I want to serve you. When we are chanting, that's what we're saying. I want to serve you. Mean it. It's like, you tell your child, you tell your husband, or you tell your child, Beta, I love you. And like child is, yeah, right. मेरे को पीटते तभी नहीं समझ में आता है. I don't make out when you're bashing me up, right? But the mother sometimes, out of anger, she says, yeah, I love you. But the child can still feel the love there, So that intent has to be there. So when we are chanting, let's chant with some intent. Let's put our intent. There we're telling Krishna, I want to serve you. I really want to. I really want to. Okay, I'm going to exclusively serve you. I've got nothing to do with this material world. We're not on that platform. We're not reached that stage. That stage will come. First, let us at least express our desire to Krishna sincerely, and my Lord, I want to serve you. Then everything will manifest. Big time. Hare.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Anybody else? Any other questions, comments? Anybody?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, means wonderful class as
Yes.
well.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. We have
first Vishnu Surutam Prabhu, and then the
yes.
Okay, Prabhuji, you go ahead. Jai Kishan Prabhu, I will speak later. No problem.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandat Pranam.
Yes, Prabhu Dandat.
Prabhuji, sometimes when I compare with the materialistic people,
yes,
I get the superiority complex that I am the devotee of the Lord and they are not the devotee. So this is this happens sometimes, not sometimes, most of the times with me. So this is also kind of reason.
It's an anartha. It's an anartha actually. It's an anartha only.
So sometimes they try to the justification know that person also can become the devotee in future. Then but sometimes I feel that superiority complex. These are like that people, materialist people, non-devotees. But at least I am the devotee. This is also
they're fallen. They're fallen people. I mean. So I remember once. This is basically coming out of false pride only. We have to accept that this is false pride. That we have a superiority complex means this we have false pride. I remember once His Holiness Adnan Maharaj in one lecture he had said, just imagine you are coming back in the night, on 31st of December. Okay, you're coming to the temple on 31st of December, and you see someone who is punch drunk, completely drunk, intoxicated, lying in a gutter, sleeping in a gutter, and his legs are outside, his head is inside, he's fully unconscious. And then you, as a Vaishnava, you look down on that soul and you say, poor thing, at least I'm better than him, I mean, I'm not saying I'm a great Vaishnava, but at least I'm better than him. So Maharaj said, the moment you think like that, you are worse than him. You are worse off than him. So everyone was waiting for the purport to come because it doesn't make sense, right? So he said, we have to understand that we are not better than anybody in anything. We are just more fortunate. We are just fortunate that somehow, by the grace of Vaishnavas, by the grace of Guru, I am in this bhakti. Otherwise, God knows what I would be doing. I might have been doing worse things than this person. I might have been eating all non-mentionables. I might have been drinking all non-mentionables. I might have been breaking all four regulative principles. God knows. Who knows? Do you know? No one knows. Only the Lord knows what He has done to somehow bring you into bhakti. So we should never feel at any stage in our life that we are better than anybody. Even if it is very obvious. It's very objective, no? That this person is breaking all four regulative principles. He's not chanting. He's an atheist. He's, sinful in all his work. And I am like following a pious life. No, you're not a better person. You're just a more fortunate person. That's all. That's a very safe attitude to keep. And Baba, I'm just so fortunate that somehow I'm not like this. And that gives us a feeling that I'm fortunate. This person is unfortunate. Let me make him fortunate. Let me give him some prasad. He's not going to listen to my philosophy. Let me give him some prasad. Let me give him Mahaprasad. Let me invite him to our festival. He will not come for a satsang, he'll come for a festival. Janmashtami, he may come. Let me ask him for a donation. Let me give him some Agyat Sukruti. If you look at it from the fortune lens, yeah, then you will do the right thing. If you look at it from qualification lens, you will invariably end up doing the wrong thing. Your false pride will cause you to, at some point of time, blaspheme them. So you have to be very careful that this false sense of superiority that we have, it can hurt us in our bhakti. It can impede our growth in bhakti. So we have to be very careful that we maintain this stance. That I'm just very, very, very fortunate to be in the association of these Vaishnavas. That is a safe place to be. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, bro. Thanks.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. We have a couple of more questions.
Yes. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you said pick up some service. So service is what kind of service?
Mataji, service can be any service. Okay. Like for example, now you all are sitting in whose house? Jai Krishna Prabhu's house. Okay. You're sitting in his house. Okay. Now there is a program where there's a laptop probably or a TV on which this is playing. There is some mats that have been laid out. There is some prasad that is being prepared. There is some kirtan that is being done. There is some katha that is being spoken. There is, after the program is over, there'll be a wind-up activity that is done. You can contribute in any of these. You will notice that in any program, there'll be some people, the moment they walk into the room, no one needs to tell them. There are some people who are like that. The moment they walk into someone's house or they walk into some program, they have such a service mentality, no one needs to tell them. The moment they come in, immediately they start serving. They'll start arranging everything. They'll start putting the pillows, everything properly. They'll put all the daris and everything, for people to sit. They'll switch on the lights. They'll set up the altar. No one tells them. They just do it. So, because they are doing it for weeks, months, years, we feel we get a good experience when we come to the program. But we are not doing anything there. Let's start doing. Let us start with whatever small way we can contribute, we should start. Kuch nahi to even coming and attending the program is also a service. But if only I am speaking and no one is in the room, only Jai Krishna Prabhu is there, then I'll also not feel motivated to come, no? But all of you are coming. That is also a service. But think beyond that. What else can I do? What else can I do? If prasad is being prepared by the hostess, ask them, can I bring one dish? Chalo, this time I'll bring. I don't know what is your system there. If you'll have a rolling system, very good. You ask the hostess, can I bring some dish? Chalo, they say, no, I have already cooked everything. Okay, you still bring one box of sweets. Offer a box of sweets and you bring it for the Vaishnavas. Do something, some seva. So seva is available in ISKCON unlimitedly. Wherever whichever direction you see, you will find seva. Kuch nahi, you are very sincere in your bhakti, encourage a newcomer, person who's come for first time, sit with them, encourage them. How did you find the program? What did you like about it? Oh, I love this. Even I have been coming for last 4-5 times. I've been coming. I also enjoy this. What do? Start talking to them, encourage them to come next time. You're done your service. Service is everywhere now. You have to just look for it. Does that answer your question? Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Yes. Anybody else?
Yes, bro.
Prabhuji, I have a question regarding prasad distribution.
Yes, Mataji.
So, is there any restriction for prasad distribution, like non-devotees or other religious, those who eat unwanted things, or is there any restrictions for or can distribute anyone?
There's no restriction for distribution, but just don't give it to somebody who you know is envious. See, even other communities, if you know they're envious, they may spit into it or something like that, then don't give. But if you know that they're like, kind of neutral kind of people, yeah, why not? By all means, if they eat prasad and they appreciate it. Wow, this is awesome, delicious. They're getting some agyat sukriti, so why not? We should not differentiate in giving prasad. In taking, yes, there we should be more discriminating. In giving, I don't see the harm. Unless they are really very envious people, then don't give. But otherwise, no harm. Don't tell them saying this is prasad. Especially the ones who are likely to be envious. Don't tell them it's prasad. Say, hey, I brought some nice sweets from home. Would you like to try? Who says no to sweets? Right? So you offer them, let them eat. They eat it, they'll get some agyat sukriti when they appreciate it. I remember once one colleague of mine in SAP, a lot of my colleagues, I used to go to them every year and ask for donation for Janmashtami. Our temple during Janmashtami, we take donations. So I used to collect from all of them. So one year, many of them gave donations from my office. So I thought I should reciprocate. So I went to the temple on Sunday. And, in the mornings to Radha Gopinath, they offer very special kheer. It's like nectar. Very nice. It's made with, vanilla, little vanilla essence they put and kesar and mind-blowing taste. It's really nice. Sweet rice, basically. So I took one full box, such a big box, plastic dabba of that, filled it. I went to the office. I put it in the fridge. And in the lunch time, when we were all eating our lunch, everyone brings their dabbas, right? So we were all sitting and eating our lunch. So I told everybody, I have brought this, a temple say, a very special sweet rice it is. So everyone please take. So one of my colleagues was sitting in front of me. Hey, it's not there. It's not very little, just this much, just little bit. I said, okay. I just took, half a teaspoon. I put it in his hand. He took it. He put it in his mouth. His face went. He was like stunned. When he took it, it kind of exploded in his mouth. The tape kind of exploded in his mouth. And he said, what is this? Hey, Sunil. Sorry, there's renovation work going on in my house. Renovation work going on. So he took it and it like exploded and said, what is this? I said, Apna mandir ka prasad hai, it's our temple prasad. He said, or they. After that, he ate 1/4 of the dabba, he only ate. They loved it so much. And that person is still very favorably connected to ISKCON. He is not a devotee and he'll never be one in this lifetime. But every year he gives bigger and bigger donations. You never know. So yeah, prasad we can give anybody. I don't see the problem. Yeah, anyone else?
One last question, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, sir.
Prabhuji, you have mentioned in your previous lectures the role of purity in
Yeah.
devotional studies. So, what role kind of purity meaning like trivial things, not like the basic stuff, like
Uh,
even small things and all those, like how strict we should be in a grahastha and
well, the mind is a very nasty thing, Prabhuji. Mind is very, very nasty. Our mind is very nasty because the moment you give it some space, you give it some space, ki, it's okay na. Matlab, see, when we are offering, practically, every time keeping for 10 minutes like this, sometimes you're in a hurry. 5 मिनट में निकाल देते हैं ना क्या है ऑफर तो किया ना अच्छे से प्रेम से ऑफर किया once you allow your mind to accept it immediately next time also mind will tell you अरे last time also you removed in 5 minutes ठीक है ना 5 minutes you'll remove it 5 minutes after some time you'll not even look at the 5 minutes in 3 minutes only you'll remove it you will not say the mantras properly so the mind is like that the moment you give it the space that this is acceptable this is okay then the mind immediately grabs that and say this is okay then why is this not okay this is also okay this is also okay this is also okay so as grihasthas the moment we start making some concessions okay uh, then we are giving some sort of a license to our mind to make more concessions so we just need to be very what do I say very honest okay in our assessment of whether this flexibility I'm showing, this concession I'm making, you know, it is a genuine exigency due to which I'm doing it, genuine emergency due to which I'm doing it. It's a very temporary, just for this time, or I'm kind of allowing my lazy mind to take a lazy decision, which will prove very costly in the long term. So we have to be honest to ourselves. Uh, of course, as grahasthas, in everything there's a good, better, best. Right? There's a good, there's a better, there's a best. The best is what? No deviation. Nothing. Ekdam khadak. But nobody can do that. Grahasthas is very tough. If we have so many constraints, so many services, we may make a few concessions here and there. But when those concessions comes, feel guilty. Very important for your own protection. Feel guilty. Shaya, I didn't follow this properly. And then next time that opportunity comes again, don't allow your mind. This time, say, no, now there is no constraint. Now I will follow. I remember one time one devotee, he had come to me and he was asking me, Prabhuji, see, I have to go to these conferences, and in these conferences, we are there the whole day in the conference. And, sometimes I'm forced to eat onion garlic, right? So what should I do? What can I tell him? So I told him, see, Prabhuji, if it is possible, if the conference is in a big hotel, most of the time, big hotels have a facility to cook without onion garlic. So in the morning, early morning itself, you go up to the manager of that event and tell him, see, this is my constraint. Don't tell him it's a religious thing. Tell him it's an allergy. Tell him I don't eat onion garlic, I'm allergic. Okay, he will organize something. He'll make one sabji, one dal, something he'll make for you. If that is not possible, after all effort, still you don't get. Okay, eat. What can be done? Eat. But don't allow your mind to accept it. Ki this is acceptable. Kya kiya maine? What did I do? Because otherwise, what will happen? Next time, even if Jain food is available, if there are 10 counters there, 8 of them are with onion garlic and 2 are without onion garlic. You know what your mind will tell you? Okay, you take the Jain ones also and you take the other ones also. What dish you like, only that you take. The mind is so nasty, I tell you. So don't allow too many concessions to your mind. It will eat you up. So as grihasthas, we need to be careful. There's always a good, better, best. Always aspire for best, but don't allow yourself to always come down. Always aspire to increase your level so that, we are, the stricter we are, as I said, the stricter we are, easier bhakti will be. The more lenient we become, the tougher it becomes. I don't know. Does it answer your question, too?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Vishnu Surathan Prabhu, you had some question or comment?
No, no,
Can
just
Prabhuji,
continue
one
with
last
myself.
question. One last question from our
Okay.
Santosh.
They're not-
Hare Krishna.
No one wants to allow Vishnu Prabhu to speak. Chalo, bolo. Yes, Prabhu.
You are in the perfect time, Prabhu, so that we have a lot of time. Otherwise, it could end up with the 145 like this.
Yes. Tell me.
You manage timings very well. Prabhu, there's one question which is like we connect midlife crisis when we expect. I mean, materially we have something like a target, a success, something
Yeah.
which materially. When it is not done, then we connect it to this bhakti, which are not able to achieve that. So that time, I mean, connect that. It is like example. Yesterday we had on Ekadashi, which you are reading that. So when you fast Ekadashi, and all anarthas will go, and as well as it is 100 cow you donated as the gift as that much punyam you will get. But so far, why you are not increasing in the material level? That we connect. How to disconnect or connect it is good or not?
So first of all these fancy things which is given in the Mahima or Mahatmya of that Ekadashi are not applicable to devotees.
Okay.
Let us be very clear. Let us be very, very clear. These are not applicable NA for devotees. Those who are chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, those who are associating, those who are trying to go towards Krishna, all these fancy pious activities which you do this, you'll get this you read this chapter of Shrimad Bhagavatam, this Falashruti is there, you read that chapter, this Falashruti is there, this Pandav, if you do Putrada Ekadashi 18 times you will get a Putra. None of these apply because Krishna has taken charge of your life. He has taken charge of it. You may say, I'm not pure devotee. Hold on. I'm not a pure devotee. Krishna can't take charge of my life. No, sorry, he's already done it. He's already taken charge of your life. Okay? You made that mistake. You turned towards him. Now he's taken charge of your life. So don't think that by doing these pious activities, we don't in ISKCON, we don't do Ekadashi for the pious activity. We do Ekadashi because that is the day that we remember. Madhavatiti. It is a Madhavatiti. It is a day where we increase our sadhana. We do little austerity. For what? For our own purification, for pleasure of the Lord. We don't do it. So, therefore, being very, very fixed up on Ekadashi, I do only Nirjal Ekadashi. No, don't do. If that Nirjal Ekadashi makes you proud, better you do normal Ekadashi. Don't allow these things. So therefore, when we are doing these things in bhakti, whatever we are doing, we have to understand that these are just embellishments to the main thing. Ekadashi, festivals, all these things are embellishments. They're like the what do you call that? The cilantro or the kothmeer that we put on top of the dish. Main dish is something else. Main dish is the Harinam, main dish is the Harikatha, main dish is the Vaishnav Sangha and Vaishnav Association. Sorry, your first question was something different. You started with something else. I forgot that. What was that? Or did I answer your question?
Material success, how to connect with bhakti?
Material success don't connect with bhakti. We can aspire for material success. No harm. See, if you have high aspirations that I want to become the CEO of this company, I want to start my own business and I want to become a unicorn. No problem. Have high aspirations for your work, but do it for Krishna. Yad karoshi, yad ashnasi, yad juhosi dadasi, yad tapasyasi konte, tat kurusva mad arpanam. Krishna says, do what you're doing. Yad karoshi, whatever you do. Yad ashnashi, whatever you eat. Whatever we are doing, do it for Krishna. And then And when you're doing for Krishna, you will do best quality. You will not compromise. See, if you're doing for some wretched boss of yours, you don't even feel like working. You don't have the enthusiasm to work. If you're doing for Krishna, you'll do with great enthusiasm. No? There is so much more enthusiasm, so much more quality focus will be. You'll do a fantastic job. But second verse, karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Do your duty. Don't be attached to the results. Krishna will decide whether he wants to give you prosperity, he wants to keep you where you are, or he wants to push you down. That the Lord will decide. So yeah, we our duty is to do our work, whatever is our karma. Krishna told Arjuna also, no, that you do your duty, Baba. Just do it for me. He didn't tell Arjuna, okay, you don't fight, I'll take care of everything. No, he tells Arjuna, you have to fight. You please fight. But you do it for me, for my pleasure. So same way, as a husband, as a wife, as a son, as a daughter, as a father, as a mother, as a grandfather, grandsister, whoever you are, do what you are doing. Do your duties to the best of your abilities, whatever God given. Krishna has given us so many abilities. Use them to really serve the Vaishnavas, to serve your family, to serve society. Whoever you can, whoever comes in touch with you, should feel the touch of Krishna. Do your best. And then the results will leave to Krishna. Whether Krishna makes you a super millionaire or he keeps you where you are in your 2 BHK flat. That is the Lord's will. You have to accept it. We're taking bhakti, you have to accept it. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
We're a little out of time today. So Vishnu Prabhu, you want to conclude a little bit and then we can.
It's not a question. So just it was a comment and it has come the right time only. Yes, thank you, Prabhuji, for your wonderful discourse.
Prabhuji,
And,
we have
Siddhama Prabhu.
we have one.
After 24 years.
This is Ashish.
Ashish, after 24 years, I am meeting you.
This is the Prabhu I spoke to you about. Like he worked
Government of Maharashtra. I was working and Irish, and then I met you through IBM person. I forgot the name, salesman. Your ID was sridama@apar.com.
Sridhama is a different. I am Sridhama Sakhadas. Sridhama also was there in.
I am talking about that Sridhama only. So I have one question actually. So
yes, sir.
Here means a lot of things are going on currently, right? India, Pakistan, and all those things. Yeah. So similar kind of questions. So I am involved in many interviews and all those things. So many times we try to be biased. So is it a good thing or a bad thing? Say he's a devotee or he's a follower of ISKCON, so I should help him. Or if he's not a devotee, then I should not allow his the religion. My job requires that, okay, if he has a skill, I should hire him.
Yeah.
There is a truth. But if I go by bias, is it true or false?
Well, I mean, this is a question I would rather not answer in a public forum, which is being, recorded and everything. But see, generally, as Vaishnavas, we should not be discriminating. See, you have to be practical. Okay, you have to be practical, and in your job, you have to be practical. You have to hire the best person for the job. If XYZ person is the best person for the job, you hire that XYZ person. But be practical. If you sense that there is a problem, deal with it. That's all I can say. Obviously, any businessman, when he starts a business, what does he do? He starts with his relatives, with his friends, people whom he can trust, 100%. Implicitly, he can trust. He starts his business with such people. And then over a period of time, then he lets go. Then he starts hiring everyone, right? So it really depends on what your job is and what kind of role and what kind of thing. It's too specific, and your question is too for me to answer like that. But yeah, this is the general principle that one can follow. I don't know if that answers the question. We want.
So you are saying that we should look for trust as well. So trust should be instead of bias, we should look for the trust as well.
Yeah. Look at skill. Look at the appropriate. Does the person have the appropriate skill? And look whether this person seems trustworthy. If you see the right combination of skill and trust, then don't look at community.
You answer my question. So, thank you.
I answered your question. Okay, Hare Krishna. It's a bit of a controversial question, so I have to be careful.
Yeah.
In these times.
Another thing, actually, if I can get connect for the others. Sorry, I just know the name of that person, Sridhama Edappa, the email ID. If you can share.
I can share.
Okay.
He was associated with the temple also.
I was working for a website, radhagopinathji.com.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and I was staying in
Just
temple.
come closer to the look at the camera for a moment.
It was 24 years ago.
I can't recognize you.
It was 25 years ago. I think that
I am a piece of furniture. I'm a piece of furniture. I've been there for last 28 years. So I would have seen you sometime or the other. But anyway,
I was very thin at that time. Why am I 100 kg?
I'll try and connect you if possible, Prabhuji. It was his birthday. Yesterday was his birthday, incidentally. Sridhama Prabhu. Anyway, yeah. Yes, finally, Vishnu Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, I can only say thank you very much, Prabhuji. I think the time is up. So let's conclude it by saying thank you once again for your wonderful discourse. So it was as if you were speaking about me. I was thinking how you came to know about me, everything. So the way you...
I was speaking about me, Prabhu. It was my experience.
Symptoms you are giving means how relevant, as I told in the beginning itself, means this is so, but very good means there's a hope is there, and we'll try to follow what means medicines you have given. So we'll try to take them, and means again we'll claw back to where we have fallen. So thank you for your wonderful discourse once again. And we pray at your lotus feet that you please come more regularly. I know that like you have given a very good answer to Prabhuji. Because Prabhuji is also a consultant, also management consultant to so many companies, so he can answer such questions. So
sure, Prabhu. Thank you for calling me, and please keep calling. I'm happy to come. Once a month is not a difficult thing for me. I can do it, unless there's some constraint. So please let me know.
Thank you so much.
Hari Bol. Thank you, everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare. His Grace Sri Radha Sakha Prabhuji ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Nitai Kaur. Hari Hari. Thank you.
Hare.